Welcome to ABC Interactive English, everyone. Hello, I am Mike.
And I am Sydney. And today we are going to be continuing our conversations about online class. Today we're going to be starting with part C, bad connection. Now, this is very interesting. I feel like we've all been in a situation where we're on the phone with someone, especially when we're on some sort of FaceTime or video chat, and then we're talking and all of a sudden it's like a and then the connection just cuts out and then their face freezes and we can't see them, we can't hear them. Maybe someone's at the beach, maybe they're up in the mountains, maybe they're really far away, and we can't hear them or see them because we have a bad connection.
This is actually worse than the other 2 days that we looked at, right? You can have problems with your sound or your video, but if you have a good connection, that shouldn't be hard to fix. And of course, sending the wrong file is embarrassing, but if your connection is bad, that file might just be turning and turning and turning and sending and sending and sending for minutes or hours because it isn't actually getting through. So this is the signal, and then you add in Wi-Fi and different things like that. I've been having a problem like this in my apartment recently, actually. Well, we have a long hallway in the apartment, and the bedroom is at the back, and the living room is right at the front, right? So all the TV and the internet all comes through there, but trying to get a connection in the back of the apartment down that long hallway is really hard. So I always have a bad connection when I'm trying to do things, you know, from the bedroom. Luckily, I don't sit in bed and, you know, surf the internet or watch videos. But sometimes just because of the weather even, right? You can find that the signal is not getting through. Those little bars that you only have one instead of like 3 or 4, showing that you're not really getting information smoothly and quickly, which makes everything frustrating and slow. So let's find out what's going on with Benny and Anita, and hopefully they don't end up throwing their phone across the room because of a bad connection, because that would be very expensive and silly. So,
let's hope not.
Yes, stay calm, get it sorted, follow our advice with Benny and Anita.
Benny is video chatting with Anita during the break.
My internet connection cut out again. It's making it very hard to stay in class.
Yeah, I saw your window disappear right before Mrs. Hacker asked you something.
Oh no. She probably thought I was playing a joke on her.
All right, we are back. So again, today we are going to be talking about online class part C, bad connection. And like you said earlier, we have our 2 characters, Benny and Anita. Now, let's see what their problem is. So Benny is video chatting with Anita during the break. So maybe they, I don't know, I guess they're on a bit of a break, maybe from school or maybe like a class break or something. So they are chatting. So to chat just means you're talking, you know, you're having a conversation with someone, you could be talking on the phone, talking in person. But I guess in this context, they are, you know, they're chatting with one another via video.
There you go. They're talking. And often when we say chatting, it's just sort of friendly talk. It's not like, I really have to talk to you about something important and serious.
Right.
No, it's more like, hey, how you doing? How's your day? What'd you do last weekend? That kind of thing. So the good news is if they have a bad connection, it's not super important right now. It's not some important meeting or whatever. So that's the good news. But it is always difficult and frustrating. So let's see what's going on when their chat gets interrupted. So Benny says, my internet connection cut out again. It's making it very hard to stay in class. Oh gosh. Okay. So yes, he is talking to Anita, but it's being interrupted. The video is jumping like that, you know, the picture is jumping, the sound is coming in and out. And he says it's making it very hard to stay in class. He's probably worried that in the classroom where he is, maybe there aren't very many windows or it's at the back of the building. You know, it's just a hard place to get a connection. And I think we've all done this. You're like, what if I walk over?
Many times.
Walk
I used
over
to
here.
hold up my phone in the air to see if I could get more bars and more
If you're on
signal.
the MRT underground, you know, it might be hard hard to get that signal. So I think he's just kind of complaining, where I am, it's hard to get a signal, and that makes chatting with you very difficult and frustrating. Let's go over to Tina. She's always got good stuff to say, and hopefully we have a good signal to hear it all.
Hello, I'm Tina.Benny 和 Anita 在下课时间视讯 Benny 跟 Anita 说他的网路又断线了，这样很难顺利上课。网路课程断线真的是会疯掉，对不对？我们来看看对话中提到的单字 chat 动词聊天，那么 video chat 指的就是视讯聊天。David chats with his family every weekend. David 每个周末会和家人聊天。文法的部分提到了 cut out 中断停止运作，主词通常是机器啊、网路啊或电源等等。比如说 The internet cut out during Sophie's online class. Sophie 上线上课程时，网路突然中断。接着我们回到对话当中。
All right. So again, we are back with, we're going to continue the dialogue between Benny and Anita.
That's right. Benny's having connection problems.
He's having connection problems.
Yeah.
So Anita says, yeah, I saw your window disappear right before Mrs. Hacker asked you something. Now, let's take a pause here.
Okay.
This is not window like the window that you look out of to get sunshine in the morning. No one's breaking down the window. Not that.
No.
Window meaning, when you're on a video chat and you're typically in a class with a group of people, your little image box or the square that you're in that kind of shows your face and everyone else's face, that's your window. So Anita's saying, oh, I saw your window or I saw your face kind of disappear right before, Mrs. Hacker wanted to call on you.
That's right. I mean, of course, sometimes you can watch the video and it takes up your whole screen, but sometimes you can make it smaller. When you make it smaller so you can look at other things at the same time, that's when we would use the term window, okay? But when it's the full-size picture, we just say picture or image or something like that. But those little ones that you can do on the computer are windows. And yeah, if the window disappears, it was there, and then it's not there. I can see it, and then I cannot see it anymore. That is what happens when something disappears. It was there, and then it's not there. And of course, this might be magic or something like that. But generally, it's something has changed, something has happened. I could see the sun, but then the clouds moved over it, and the sun disappeared. I mean, the sun is still there. It's just behind the clouds. Or I put this thing down. I put my coffee cup down on the table, and then 10 minutes later, it disappeared. Now, it wasn't magic. Someone probably picked up your cup and moved it to the kitchen or, took it somewhere else. But it basically just means I can see something, and then I can't see something, so it disappeared. And then it might reappear again or come back. But yeah, so if the image disappears, that's a problem. But if it disappears when the teacher asks you a question, the teacher might think you've turned off the class and now you're, playing video games or something. So this is bad. And that's why Benny says, oh no, because, he's thinking he could be in trouble or something. She probably thought I was playing a joke on her. So the teacher might not know, Mrs. Hacker, the teacher might not know that he's having a bad connection or connection problems. He's afraid the teacher thinks that he's playing a joke or he's not paying attention. He's playing video games at the same time. So he's afraid that if he's not there, the teacher will think that he's doing something bad, which would not be good.
Yeah, not at all.
All right, let's go over to Tina. She's always good.
Anita 看到 Benny 的视窗在 Hacker 老师问他问题前就消失了。Benny 心想，糟糕了 ，Hacker 老师大概以为他是在捉弄他。我们来看看单字 disappear 动词消失。Kelly watched the coin disappear from the magician's hand. Kelly 看着魔术师手中的硬币消失了。文法的部分刚刚提到了 play a joke on somebody 捉弄某人，对某人恶作剧。Play 在这里指的是捉弄、玩弄。Joke 是玩笑的意思。我们来看看这个例句。Gina played a joke on Mike with a fake spider. Gina 用假蜘蛛捉弄了 Mike. fake 指的就是假的。接着我们回到对话当中。
All right, so we have just been looking at the dialogue between Benny and Anita, right? So it seems like Benny's having some connectivity issues and Mrs. Hacker called on him and then poof, his window kind of disappeared. So we are going to go to the second part of the dialogue and we'll be right back.
Okay.
No, she knows computer and connection problems will interrupt her class. So she just carried on.
I wish I had a better internet connection.
Yeah, but it's difficult in your area.
I know. There are too many things blocking the signal.
Hopefully online classes won't last much longer.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Benny is in class along with his friend Anita. They're not in class, they're doing class online, but Benny was having connection problems. His Wi-Fi or his internet signal is not coming through. His image, his little window with his face in it, watching, listening, paying attention, it disappeared just when the teacher asked him a question. Benny's thinking, oh no, the teacher must think I'm fooling around and playing a joke and not being a serious student, so I'm in trouble. But Anita has good news for him.
Yeah, she does. She says no. She knows computer and connection problems will interrupt her class, meaning Mrs. Hacker, right? The teacher knows that computer and connection problems will interrupt her class, so she just carried on. Carried on meaning, she just continued the class. She's not going to let, some computer and connection problems interrupt her class too much. Now, to interrupt just means to disrupt the flow of something.
Hey, Sydney, let me tell you something that happened to me the other day.
You just interrupted me right in the middle of what I was saying.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Prime example, but well done. That's a prime example of someone interrupting.
Carry on, please. I won't interrupt you again.
Carry on meaning continue.
Yes,
exactly. Yes. Well done. Again, so to interrupt just means, it's causing...
Hey, I saw this really cool... Oh, I'm sorry,
again,
you're still going. Okay.
Yeah, another interruption, exactly. So it's to cause something to stop, or usually it's like to cause someone to stop speaking or to stop doing something. Most commonly when we use the word interrupt, it usually means when someone, kind of interrupts a conversation between two people. If you've ever been talking with someone and then boop, a third person just comes in, ignores you, and just starts talking to the other person, they interrupted you while you were speaking.
There you go. And of course, if I did that in the real world, that would be kind of rude, right? When someone's talking. But sometimes you're watching a TV show and it will stop and they'll have an ad, a commercial. That will also interrupt the show, right? It'll break it up. But of course, that is something we expect and that can be normal too. All right, yes, but then if you get interrupted or if something pauses or stops or if you take a break or just take a time out and then you go back to it, then you carry on. This is kind of like the word continue. All right, so if something's happening and then, oh, sorry, let me just answer this phone message. Okay, please carry on. Please continue. Please go back to the action. Go back to what you were doing before. All right, so yes, things will get interrupted sometimes with a bad connection, and then you just carry on when that connection goes back and starts working again. But this is frustrating. And Benny says, I wish I had a better internet connection. Maybe he lives outside the city. Maybe he lives in a big, tall building. Who knows what the situation is? But this is probably not the first time it's happened to him. And so he's just sort of complaining that, where I live, this is a thing that happens a lot. It's a common problem.
Yeah. So Anita says, yeah, but it's difficult in your area. So kind of like you said, maybe he lives somewhere really far out. Maybe he lives in the mountains. Who knows? Meaning that, in his area where he lives, it's very difficult or hard to get a good, solid internet connection.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know who's never difficult?
Who's that?
Tina.
I thought so, but I'm glad you confirmed it.
Yeah. So let's shoot it over to Tina and we'll be right back.
All right.
Anita 不觉得 Hacker 老师会认为 Benny 在捉弄他。老师知道电脑和网络连线的问题会打断课程，即使 Benny 没回答到他的问题，他也继续讲课了。 Benny 希望他的网络连线能顺畅一点，但是那个地区的网络连线实在不容易啊。我们来看看单字 interrupt， 动词打断。The heavy rain suddenly interrupted the concert. 大雨突然打断了这场演唱会。Concert 指的就是演唱会。文法的部分刚刚提到了 carry on， 继续原本在进行的事。David carried on working after the blackout. David 在停电后继续进行他的工作。Blackout 指的就是停电。接着我们回到对话当中。
Okay, we are back, and Benny was complaining that he always has problems with bad connections like the problem he's having now. His friend Anita said, yeah, but this happens because of where you live. Sometimes, yes, if you live far from the city, if you live in a big tall building, maybe even your building has thick walls and small windows or something like that, you can have a problem. And so this is a problem for Benny. It's not the first time it's happened. So he says, I know, right? She was saying, yeah, it's a problem because of where you live. And he says, I know. He understands the problem. There are too many things blocking the signal. Well, yes, that is a problem. Benny, of course, lives in a giant castle on top of a mountain on an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So, I mean, it's your own fault, Benny. I told you not to move to a giant castle on a mountain on an island in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, all those things could block
exactly
a good signal and good connection. Exactly. And obviously we know to block just means to get in the way of something or to actually stop something from coming through, right? So physically, if you think about a block, maybe if there's some sort of, construction going on in a road and they have to block off the road and you have to go around or take another route. In this instance, maybe it's not something physical, but something else that's kind of blocking the signal and his connection. So Anita says, hopefully online classes won't last much longer. So she's saying, hopefully, maybe online classes won't go on too much longer because, she's aware that he's not really in the best position to be attending online class because he has bad connection issues.
That's right. We did it, of course, in COVID. If you can't be at class, it's better to be online than to miss the class. But I think a lot of people know, even though it's nice to be lazy and stay home, going to class, being in class, seeing the teacher, having your friends and classmates around you, that's just a better way to do things in many cases. But it is convenient if we have the online option. All right, so hopefully that solved some problems for you guys. Let's go over to Tina. If you have any more problems, she'll solve them right now.
Benny 说他那个地区有太多东西阻碍收讯。Anita 希望线上课程不要持续太久啊。我们来看看单字 block 动词表示阻挡、阻碍。Tom moved the box that blocked the doorway. Tom 移开了挡住门口的箱子。Doorway 指的就是门口。接着我们回到对话当中。
All right, so we have just been reading the dialogue for Benny and Anita, right? We know that Benny lives in a castle on top of a mountain in a very far away land on top of a hill and in an ocean somewhere. So he has a very, very bad connection. And Anita's like, well, hopefully that problem can be solved one day.
There you go. Sometimes you just have to turn the computer off and turn it back on again, and that might fix your connection. And that's as much as I know about computers. So clearly I'm not much help. But thanks for joining us, guys. We hope you never have any computer problems again for the rest of your life. And we mean it, but it won't happen. So please do join us next time. Hopefully you have a good enough connection to come back and see us because we'd love to see you. Take care of yourselves and your little computer friends. Bye-bye.
Benny is video chatting with Anita during the break.
My internet connection cut out again. It's making it very hard to stay in class.
Yeah, I saw your window disappear right before Mrs. Hacker asked you something.
Oh no. She probably thought I was playing a joke on her.
No, she knows computer and connection problems will interrupt her class, so she just carried on.
I wish I had a better internet connection.
Yeah, but it's difficult in your area.
I know. There are too many things blocking the signal.
Hopefully, online classes won't last much longer.
我们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 ，chat 动词聊天 ，disappear 动词消失 ，interrupt 动词打断 ，block 动词阻挡、阻碍。接着我们来看文法的部分 ，cut out 中断、停止运作 ，the power cut out in the middle of the party。派对进行到一半时停电了。Play a joke on somebody， 捉弄某人，对某人恶作剧。Reggie likes to play jokes on his little sister。Reggie 喜欢捉弄他妹妹。Carry on， 继续原本在进行的事。It was hard to carry on after her husband passed away, but Meg did.Meg 在丈夫过世后，日子不好过，但她撑过来了。以上就是这课的重点单词跟文法，我们下一课再见喽，拜拜。
We have a lot of fancy graphics and animations, but what about the actual content?
Yeah, our core ideas are the meat and potatoes of this proposal. If they're weak, all the effects won't matter.
Wait, meat and potatoes? Why are you talking about food all of a sudden?
No, it just means the essential, most important part of something.
Oh, I see. So strong ideas with solid arguments are what will make our proposal convincing, not flashy visuals.
Exactly. Let's focus on fully developing our ideas so they leave a stronger impression than any flashy designs.
Hello, everybody. Today's phrase is meat and potatoes.
Right. It refers to the most important or basic part of something.
Like the meat and potatoes on your plate, which are the main part of the meal.
That's right. So the meat and potatoes may be simple, but they represent the core elements that really matter.
Here's an example sentence. The customer interviews and data analysis are the meat and potatoes of this report.
Or during the meeting, we skipped the small talk and went straight to the meat and potatoes of the project.
So next time you're working on something, focus on the meat and potatoes since they are the essentials that make the biggest difference.
Exactly. And that's all for today.
See you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.